longevity and health.
I'm not sure, but I mean, Mayweather's smart at one thing, making money. That's for sure. Boxing and making money. That's
Exactly.
what he needs to be smart at, but that's all right.
All right,
All
go
right.
ahead, man. Where we
So,
at with it?
all right. So moving on from fight talk,
We
getting
halfway through,
into
y'all.
yeah, halfway through. First week of doing one of our new segments. It's gonna be pick of the litter, right? Just like for y'all know, Ghost got puppies, right? Y'all get puppies. You get your pick of the litter. It's gonna be the same shit. We're gonna ask a question. We're gonna give you a couple of options and want to know, who do you pick out of the group and why. So we're gonna start off. Both of them are gonna be NFL themed. We're
All
gonna
right,
go on
so
opposite.
Thought I'm gonna get you down. Bring up I want to bring up 6'4" in the building. If you in here 6'4", come on in. You know what I'm saying? I'm go ahead, Thought. You can draw. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to feel like I'm forcing you. It makes me feel bad, like exile tape. But appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? If you in here 6'4", come on up in here. We're gonna get to some football, with Mado, see what's going on. And then we're gonna try to get in some basketball with TG. So that's how we're gonna work it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, 6'4" right here. Y'all see her? She must not have came in. If not, we can go ahead, start it up. I don't see her. So
All right, cool.
go
All
ahead.
right, so yeah, so we're gonna get into pick of the litter. We got two different questions here. So number one, all right, we're 6 weeks in, and we're starting on the shit end of the stick because that's where my Giants are. So when we're looking at the bottom, the bottom of the NFL, I mean, really, we're looking at four teams that are dragging along at the bottom, right? And honestly, I think three of the four were surprises for folks, right? We got the Panthers. I mean, the Panthers weren't great last year. Panthers are continuing to suck this year. So I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. But the Giants, who were not only made the playoffs last year, but won a game in the playoffs last year, 1-5, terrible. The Patriots with Bill Belichick lost again this weekend, also a one-win team looking terrible. And then the Bears, they lost Justin Fields this weekend for an unknown amount of time. And everybody was expecting that the Bears, this was the year for them to take the step. They got Justin Fields weapons. The defense looks good. The running game was going to look good. This was supposed to be the year, that Chicago took that next step, and nothing. So, all right. So out of those four, we got Carolina, the Giants, the Patriots, and the Bears. Who's your pick of the litter? Who's the worst team in the NFL and why? Or the most disappointing? I'll give you the option. Worst team or most disappointing team?
Go ahead, y'all. Y'all can answer in the comments. I don't know how y'all feel too. Panthers the
Can I
Teddy.
say out loud, or you want?
Yeah, please, yeah, go ahead.
Bears.
So me
Okay.
personally, I'm gonna
OG.
say the most
Shut up.
disappointing team. I'm gonna definitely go with is the Patriots. The worst team I'm gonna go is with the Panthers, just because they're in my division.
like
I don't
that.
really care for them at all.
Now,
like
why are
that.
the Pats the most disappointing for you?
Yeah.
Huh?
Why are the Pats the most disappointing for you?
Well, I was thinking that I would have seen a lot more out of their running game because that's what their game rely on the most. And we haven't seen them like get active at all. Like that line of scrimmage play is horrible. You know what I mean? But just going off of that, I was hoping that Bill Belichick could have probably turned something around just to say like, yeah, I could do it still just medium way without Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't even proven that.
Yeah,
You know,
no, that's not lying. Yeah, even
I
Teddy
got this
Bruschi
feeling that he came in young, right? He came in a young coach. He had been through a lot. Then he came in and he grew, and he got the right players. He started to learn the system. He started to understand it. But there's a point where he got too arrogant, in my opinion, and he thought too much of himself over players. And he started making decisions based off of that. It feels like that in the organization because there's a lot of players that he got rid of and thought he could replace with his system per se. And a lot of it, I believe, socially influenced because people are like, Belichick can't do no wrong. Belichick can't do no. And then Tom Brady got tired of it, in my opinion, and he wanted to show that. So now where he's at now, I don't know. I think everything Belichick's doing now is starting to hurt his legacy. But go ahead, y'all.
Oh,
I
for
want to
sure,
throw
for
that
sure.
through.
And I mean
Yeah.
that shit worked for a while, right? Richard Seymour, Ty Law, there was a while where it looked like he was moving on from guys at the right time. That's not the case anymore for sure. I'll say for me, I mean, I agree, and I think it's general consensus, right? The Panthers are trash. They're the worst team in the NFL, right? But for me, I mean, I don't think the Giants are the worst team. I think the Giants are the most disappointing team. So that's where I'm gonna go with the most disappointing team, right? And really, Brian Daboll was coach of the year last year. Like I said, the Giants didn't only make the playoffs; they won a playoff game last year.
Hey, OG, we requesting you on the next show. You want to come and talk trash about your team? I see you got a lot to say about our teams. So, we request you to be on the next show, brother.
Coach of the year. They paid Daniel Jones. They were able to figure out a way to bring back Saquon Barkley. This is another team where, unlike the Bears, it wasn't supposed to be the first step, but this was supposed to be the next step. The Giants were supposed to be a playoff team again this year, and they're not looking like, they're looking like a team that's, last night they looked all right. They looked okay. They looked like they had some desire to win, but even so
hold on one second, guys. 1 second, guys. I know I hate to cut y'all off, but we got to say something because the comments and the people hear everything. Wiz, if you don't shut up about the 49ers bang anything right now, because they didn't bang anything this weekend. But go ahead. Just since you wanted to bang something, bang that loss. But go ahead.
All right. and if we want to talk 49ers, then I mean that takes us right into the next choice on our pick of the litter. So going away from the worst teams in the NFL and now moving up to the best teams in the NFL. So right now we got 5 teams in the NFL that are 5-1 after 6 games. We got the Chiefs, the 49ers, the Dolphins, the Eagles, and the Lions. 5-1 loss teams. 2 of them were undefeated.
Shout out to Detroit.
Obviously, the Eagles and the 49ers. Yo, Detroit is
slept on.
I just want to say this. I've been saying this for the longest. Nobody's going to give me that, but I watched them mature last year because they almost beat us in their dome. And when I tell you, when I watched that game in their dome, I couldn't hear nothing. Detroit comes to play. That whole stadium is ridiculous. I don't want to play in it again. And they got some things going over there. I just want to bring it up.
I said it was a big old sleeping team.
I will say, and so I'm not going to give this as my opinion. I will say, when I was doing my research earlier today, there are some sites that have the Lions listed as number 1 in the NFL power rankings coming out of this past weekend. But again, we got 5 5-win teams: Chiefs, Niners, Dolphins, Eagles, Lions. So same question, but on the flip side, who do y'all think is the best team in the NFL? And I'm not even going to ask who's the surprising one out of that group, because I feel like everybody expected